Germany. It is another crazy day in America and around the world. I am here in Rostock, Germany, and I got to tell you, it's a clown show in America. It is a freaking clown show in America. For each and every one of you all over the world, I would just like to say sorry. How should I apologize for the president of the United States? I can't. I can't really. I could say it, but it doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Um, Trump is a narcissist. This dude is willing to accept awards and medals and made up awards. Look here. The guy was sitting there whining that they didn't give him the Nobel Peace Prize. Then the guy from FIFA gave him the FIFA Peace Prize, a made-up Peace Prize. They made some sort of a trophy and gave it to him, you know what I'm saying? And real official. So, and then when the lady, Maria Ochino Machado, when she came and visited Trump in the White House, she actually gave him her medal. Unbelievable. And he accepted it. Any real, any respectable person would have never done no shit like that. But then again, any respectable person wouldn't be having little girls and sticking his fingers inside them either. Yeah. So that's what we got in the White House. A freaking pedophile, a narcissist that is willing to accept awards, made up awards, somebody else's awards, doesn't matter, just an award, just another thing to put on a shelf somewhere and to have all of his cronies look at. So like I said, I apologize to my viewers about yesterday. I did get a little carried away in regards to my anger about the situation in Iran and all of the things that Trump is doing. And it's really causing some major problems around the world. Everybody in the world is paying more for gas. The oil is now at right around 110 a barrel. It's going to go up more. As soon as April rolls around, it's going to be going up some more. There are very few, if any, ships making it through the Hormuz Straits at this time. And the Iranians are laughing at Trump. They are posting videos on Instagram and on Twitter or whatever that thing is. They're pissed. And they just went out and just straight up threatened Trump. You know what I'm saying? They're letting him know, for now, you may be living and you can cause us some harm. But they are planning something. They are doing something. And for nations that are trying to wait on some oil from the Persian Gulf, they're going to continue waiting. They're going to continue waiting because it is very easy for Iran to just snipe oil tankers as they try to sneak through the Hormuz Strait, because that is a small body of water that goes through that area, and that's right there off the coast of Iran. And that's why we're paying more for oil, because I think it's like 25% of the world's oil comes through the Hormuz Strait there. And that's why they're pissed. Iran is pissed too. Israel killed the Ayatollah Khomeini. What happened? Now they have his son is now in charge, and this dude's even more thrown off than his father was. You know, his father was at least half-assed chilled. His father put out a fatwa in regards to nuclear weapons and said that they were not going to be building any nuclear weapons. And they were holding to that because that's like a religious thing, a fatwa, you know what I'm saying? So, but the Trump administration and Israel decided they wanted to push the situation because, number one, Trump wanted to distract from the Epstein files. That's number one. And number two, Bibi Netanyahu needed something to have the nations speak about, the Israelis speak about, rather than all of the charges that's waiting for him when he's out of office. So he needed something too, and he thinks if he can get Iran, that that they're going to be pleased with him and they're going to let him make it. He's already had Donald Trump talk to the president of Israel to try to get him to give Bibi a pardon, and they ain't trying to hear it. They're just waiting for him to get out. They're just waiting for him to get out of office, and then he's not going to be protected anymore, and then he's going to jail. Just like Trump, just like Hegseth, just like Bondi, just like her little second in charge, what's his name? Todd Blanche, him too. Rubio, the man, Rubio used to be on the right side, but he really messed up sucking up to Trump. And what we saw yesterday, this Oval Office meeting with Trump and his cabinet and everything, that's crazy. Could you imagine ever doing something like that? Could you ever imagine going in to your boss and telling him how great he is and all the things that he did? Hey, what's up, James? Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Appreciate it. And come back anytime. It doesn't cost anything. Subscribe. So, nevertheless, the Iranians, like I said, they threatened Trump. They let him know. You know what I'm saying? You're living now, but it ain't going to go on forever. So, we're going to see what's going to happen on that. So, let's just step away from the war for a second and talk about some other very interesting stuff. Yesterday, there was a lawsuit that was finished that was about Meta and Google, and they were, thank you very much, and they found them guilty. $375 million they're supposed to pay. Well, they're going to appeal that, of course, but for me, that's like the first chop on the social media, because remember back in, what was it, in the 70s or the 80s, when everybody was suing the tobacco companies, and eventually, what do we have now? We got like writing on the sides of cigarette packs and ugly pictures too. I mean, how is it that people can go and continue to just go and buy cigarettes or even start smoking when you see the pack and it's got all this stuff on there, and you know you're just sucking in poison? Hi, Rodney. Thank you very much. No, I do not. I'm on coffee. Got some coffee here. Starbucks coffee. You want some? So thank you for watching and appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up. So nevertheless, in regards to this lawsuit, you know, many of the European nations, as I sit here in Rostock, Germany, many of the European nations are also suing the social media companies, TikTok and Instagram and Meta. They're all seeing their day in court over here as well. So that lawsuit that went through yesterday, even though it's going to get appealed, that's like the first hack in social media. They were found guilty. So there's going to be an endless amount of lawsuits to come after that. I guarantee you that. And maybe we're going to get some changes in regards to how social media is done. Because as a father, you know what I'm saying, I try to have my kid only so many hours available on social media and the computer. And I see all the time, even here in Germany, parents of immigrants or other families also, and just walking around, and their kids got the cell phone in the hand or the tablet, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's like today, that's like the babysitter. You know what I'm saying? That is like the babysitter nowadays. If your kid's bothering you, you know, you just give them the cell phone or the tablet, and the kid's quiet then thereafter. So when these lawsuits continue to get filed and there is eventually some sort of agreement, the kids, when they are restricted to only maybe 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever the restriction is going to be, the recommended restriction is going to be, the kids are going to be going crazy. I mean, I was the other day riding on the S-Bahn. That's the train. This is like a streetcar. I mean, I've seen families before with their kids and stuff, and they try to take the cell phone away from the kid or the tablet away from the kid, and it's crazy. Hey, folks, thanks for watching. I'm Matt Fox. This is Matt Fox on the Tube. This is How Far Will He Go? And yeah, he's going to go pretty far. So, like I said, families, it's very important that you have some sort of a grip on the whole social media use of your kids, because it's not good for them. You know what I'm saying? They go into school, they can't concentrate, and there's a lot of problems. You know what I'm saying? So that should be something that all governments should look at. And back to the situation in America, as far as the No Kings rally tomorrow, I'm looking forward to seeing how many people show up. If you are going to be there, please be safe. Please take water. Get somebody to go with you, or at least pair up with somebody so you don't get separated. And try not to get drawn into any kind of arguments with any oppositional protesting that are going on, because it'll probably be going on. And listen, Donald Trump is doing nothing more than waiting for the opportunity to declare martial law in America. Because if martial law is enacted, then there cannot be a midterm. And he's already doing things to try to steal your votes. He has one guy over there in California, a sheriff, he's already collected a whole crap load of ballots from last vote, and he's trying to claim that there's some sort of fraud. There was not. And so, but what happens? I mean, how is he going to be able to cheat when he has these ballots? So, I don't know. In regards to the votes and the upcoming elections. Now, I'm a Republican. Hard to believe, right? I'm a Republican, and I have really strong feelings about what's going on in America in regards to the vote, because I don't care if the Republicans win, great. If the Democrats win, that's the way it is. You know what I'm saying? There's no other thing that is so annoying than a sore loser. A sore loser. Hey, all his life, this dude, Donald Trump, has been a sore loser. And even when he loses, he's trying to say he won. Look at the Iran situation. He went over there and they had them bombed and everything. And then he was saying, well, we already won, right? But Iran ain't trying to hear it. And Iran is chunking bombs and missiles and freaking suicidal drones over there. And now Donald Trump's begging fucking NATO to help him over there in the Hormuz Straits. But it's not their fight. See, but what really pisses me off, and this is probably yesterday I was really aggravated about this, is the fact that Donald Trump sits there and tries to bad talk NATO. He tries to bad talk a defensive organization that was put together to work as a team when one or the other was attacked. Now, good thing Iran is not in NATO because we'd be going to war with ourselves. But I mean, when Donald Trump was sitting there threatening to take Greenland, I mean, this guy has really got some problems. But what he is doing to the island nation of Cuba is a war crime. He is keeping all fuel, blockading fuel to the country. He's blockading the other shipments from coming into the country. There's been some, hi Nancy, there's been some shipments that got through. I'm saying that's just like aid, like food, medicine, solar panels and stuff like that that people are donating and sending to Cuba. Cuba didn't do anything to America, so why is Donald Trump messing with them? Yeah. So it's just one of many, many things that Donald Trump has done since he's been in office to expose his narcissistic and evil ways. He is not doing anything positive for the Americans. What is he doing positive for the Americans? Now he's going and writing his name on bills, American money. And they're building an Arc de Triomphe, and all of your tax dollars are being used for Donald Trump's reconstruction projects. He's building crap. Yeah, he's a builder, but he's spending your money, my money, tax money, to build all of these things that he's building. And he didn't ask the American people. He didn't ask no Americans, hey, should we build an Arc de Triomphe? He didn't ask nobody. Hey, put it up for a vote. How about we finance healthcare? That's a really wild thing, huh? Finance healthcare. How about that? How about financing food for children before school time? How about that? But no, they're cutting that out. They're cutting that out. That's why your medical bills, when you go to the hospital now, are exploding. Exploding. Oh, man. I'm sorry. It's really annoying, and I'm so glad that I'm not sitting over there with you guys in America, because I don't know. It's just too much. I'm pretty old. I'm pretty old, you know what I'm saying? Over 60. And when I grew up, when I was born, hold on a sec. When I was born, we had black and white TV. We didn't have also, yeah, shit. Never mind. It's okay. When I was born, we had black and white TV. We just had a couple of channels and stuff. And what I was going to say is, times change, right? Times change. There was already, radio was already there, but then we had black and white TV, and then later on we had color TV, and then air conditioning was there, but it was all kind of old and stuff. You've seen some of those old air conditioners that people used to use a long time ago, and then they came out with more advanced air conditioning. So since I've been born, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I wasn't around before the TV, but I mean, TV was already there when I was there. But I mean, the world has changed dramatically, and we all know that. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world now. You can call your friend. Do you remember when we used to have to remember phone numbers? Now, you ask somebody what their phone number is, and they got to look on their phone to know their phone number. I mean, that's pretty crazy. When I was a kid, I mean, I had all of my friends' phone numbers in my head. You know what I'm saying? I had my phone number, my grandmother's phone number, all these numbers that I use regularly, they were in my head. But now, nobody needs to remember that anymore. So kids nowadays, with social media, they look at that stuff and they're like this. They're going from one thing to the other. Nobody remembers anything anymore. So, but what I'm saying is, Donald Trump is older than I am. He's older than I am. And he ought to know that when you have to do without, then you have to learn to deal with things. But see, Donald Trump has never had to do with that because Donald Trump had $1 million gifted to him by his father. Thanks, Nancy. um, Look, Donald Trump had a silver. He was born with a silver spoon, you know, and his father was an asshole. I mean, sorry, was a jerk, and he brought Donald up just the same way that he was brought up, and his mother even said that he was a worthless guy. That he probably, you know, it is in a letter talking about her son and saying that he probably was not going to be a good person. So, and we all see that. And I don't understand how it is that Americans are willing to just ignore it. If you are in the MAGA movement and you're now realizing that you are all lied to. I mean, I would be pissed off. I saw a chick on TV the other day, and a reporter asked her if you could say something to Donald Trump right now, you know, what would you tell him? And this was a middle-aged woman, you know, sitting at the gas station paying $4 a gallon, and but she went off. She went off, and she admitted that she voted for that fool 3 times. 3 times she voted for him. And she said, apparently I'm an idiot. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people now that are now thinking, hey, I'm that idiot too. You know what I'm saying? I'm that idiot too because you voted for Trump. If you voted for Trump and you're still standing by him, even though you know he's a convicted felon, that he is more than likely committed sexual crimes against children, then there's no way that you can accept every other person in America doing it too. I mean, if you're willing to accept that the president of the United States is somebody that has done something. What do I got? Wait a second, got a comment here from Black Onyx. Black Onyx, $4 a gallon is worth it. I will pay 10 the hours and wages I'm getting now that he's here. It's worth it. Gas will be cheaper in 5 more weeks. Don't count on it. How the hell do you? Okay, so anyway, but the point is, it's going to go up. And if you can accept that the president of the United States is responsible for doing bad things to children and still accept him, then why is it okay for him to do it and not everybody else? Why don't we just let all the freaking pedophiles out of prison? I mean, if we've got a pedophile in the presidency, in the Oval Office, then let all the other ones out too. I mean, why not? If that's what you want. So, but you have to think about that. Is that really the guy that you want in the Oval Office, a pedophile, a guy that freaking goes and looks for little kids to abuse them sexually? I just can't understand how everybody sits there and just backs him up when they know that this guy has probably done some really, really, really disgusting stuff. I mean, we knew before what kind of a guy he was. When that whole comment on that bus came out where he's talking about grabbing him by the pussy because he can. I don't understand how any woman would vote for this guy. I just do not understand it. There was a young lady, it's in the Epstein files, and you see she wrote in her diary, and she was talking about Ivana Trump at the time, and she wrote in her diary about that she should not have any respect for herself because don't you know, and this is a quote, don't you know that you cannot have any respect for yourself because when you are with him, in the end, all you have is Skittles, because he used to give her Skittles after he sexually abused her. This is the guy that you got in office. This is the guy that you got in office. Hold on, I got a comment here from Black Onyx again. Okay. So because you're poor, you don't understand. Well, I'm not poor, I'm not rich. I got swag and I'm literally you can get away with pretty much anything when you have a little money and a little swag. Okay, well, Black Onyx, I'm gonna put it like this. It doesn't matter how much money I have, and it doesn't matter how much money you have. Unless you're giving it to Trump, and unless you're voting for Trump, and unless you're backing his policies, and you're okay. But the first time you disagree with him, and he knows about it, or the first time you vote otherwise, then you're on his hit list. There are cell phones that are being used by ICE to scan faces. These faces are being loaded into database, and when the time comes for Donald Trump to make his move, everybody's face has been scanned, and they're using Palantir to put this database together to sort people out from state to state and from area to area. And when it all starts to go down, and this is, I'm calling this right now, when it all starts to go down, when there's martial law or whatever starts to go down over there, then they're goons. They're called ICE now, but later on they'll be called something else, I guarantee you. And when that goes down, they're going to be coming for everybody's who's on that list. And they're already built up facilities all around America. It's been in the news already, so there's no need to call me a liar. Nobody should call me a liar. They're all facilities. Each facility can hold upwards of, I think they said 10,000 per facility, and there's probably about 80 facilities out there built in America right now. Women will let you grab them by the whatever, will literally throw it on you. Yeah. Okay. Hey, the world is a different place than it was many, many years ago. Black Onyx. That's really not a proper thing to say, because nowadays when somebody does that, I'm saying, you can get the police involved real quick. If one other person saw it, then Dennis, Germany, call them Gestapo. They know what they're talking about. Yeah, that's right. You're right. But Black Onyx, back to your comment. Respect is something that women deserve. All people deserve respect. You know what I'm saying? Unless somebody is being disrespectful to me, I'm not going to be disrespectful to them. And Donald Trump is being disrespectful to every American over there right now, doing the things that he's doing. Did he ask you to spend your tax dollars on this Arc de Triomphe? Did he ask you when Trump wasn't saying that he disrespected women, he basically saying that women disrespect themselves just because you're powerful. Yeah, it doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? It still doesn't matter. That's not something that is allowed, you know what I'm saying? That's illegal move. You do something like that, you know what I'm saying, you could be arrested. So you go out on a bus somewhere and go grab a woman. What's going to happen? You're going to get arrested for sexual assault. And that is sexual assault. And all of the women that are watching right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm certain they would agree with what I'm saying. So I don't get that many female viewers, but I mean, Nancy, or wait a second. Yeah, Nancy was watching a little while ago. See, that was nice. So thanks for watching, Nancy. Dennis, thanks for watching. Hey, you guys, subscribe. I hear you. It was a metaphor. Yeah, but the thing is true. I have to tell my kid nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Listen, no matter what you do out in the world, when you're outside, then there's cameras everywhere. Everybody's got a cell phone. They could be filming you. You never know. And so you do one thing wrong, and you can go to jail real soon, or get some charges filed on you for something really small. And it's, here in Germany, it's really bad. See, here in Germany, you cannot just say things and get away with it to other people. Like you can't go over here, you can't go over on the streets and call nobody an asshole. If they want to call the police and on you, they can do that, and you can be given a fine for that. So as far as Trump is concerned, he's spending your guys' money on all of his little pet projects. He's spending $1 billion a day prosecuting an illegal war, and U.S. considers 10,000 more troops to Gulf. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. We're going to be losing a lot of Americans very soon. And I would be interested to know, Dennis, Black Onyx, I mean, if you guys are still watching, what are you going to be saying when our troops are over there and getting mowed down by the Iranians? What are you going to be saying? How many is enough American lives? How many is enough American lives? That's what I want to know. Apparently, Iran is pissed, extremely pissed. They told Donald Trump, nope, you ain't going to just back out of this. You already did that, and you're going to feel the effects. And everybody in the world, see, and this is the problem. Israel and Donald Trump did this stuff, and everybody is feeling the effects around the world. Every country around the world is feeling the effects of this. Hey, every nation in the world should sue Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu. Every single one. Because it was those two alone that made the decision to do this stuff. And so everybody in the world should just sue them. Sue them. Because you are all paying more for oil. You are all being put in situation where the environment is being so destroyed over there. There's the smoke is in the air over there. The pollution is going out. It's out of control. What about the 7 boats? Yeah. Hey, do you really believe that? Do you really believe that? Man, come on. They're not boats, they're ships, by the way. I'm sorry if you guys, 3 more years of Trump. Yeah, 3 more years of Trump haters having meltdowns. Okay, so that was from Tim Baucom. And hey, I'm not having a meltdown. I'm just calling balls and strikes the way they are. And, oh man, got another one here. Okay, listen, you guys, so everybody that's commenting right now, Dennis and Pierre and Black Onyx, how many lives, how many American lives are enough? How many American lives is it going to have to take before Americans say that's enough? I mean, how many people's kids are you willing to sacrifice? Because Donald Trump doesn't care. Donald Trump doesn't care. As far as he's concerned, they're like toy soldiers. He doesn't care. You could see that the other day when he used the deaths of American soldiers to freaking fundraise off of. So, and for all of you that are also taking up for Trump, go get you a Bible and go read it. Because Trump is not God. And in the Bible, the things that it says are absolutely different than what Trump is doing. Trump is causing so much pain around the world, and people are feeling it. And children are going hungry because he cut out the USAID and all that stuff. I mean, there's so many people in the world that are suffering because of Donald Trump's policies and his actions. Barbara, hi, Donald Johnson to go to this war after all he's making a lot of money on the bets of this war. Yeah, Yeah, it's a good possibility, Barbara. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it, and subscribe. What Bible are you reading? Yeah, I read the King James Bible. That's what Bible I read. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Catholic, and I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? And nobody is, but. The things that Donald Trump is doing is beyond belief. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he's making the Cubans over there suffering. None is suffering that can't work for themselves. Yeah, okay. Well, when you can work and oh, no, you are not. What am I? No, I am not. What? I am not what? The Bible. So I'm not reading. I'm not reading the Bible right now, but I've read the Bible through more than one time. So the fact is, the question is out there. How many American lives, Wanda, Pierre, Black Onyx, how many American lives is it going to take before you guys say that's enough? How many American lives are you guys willing to sacrifice before you say, Donald Trump, we need to get out of this? No? I want to know. It's just one question. Communism is the reason the Cubans are suffering. No, communism is not. The Cubans are suffering because they have no way of doing things on their own. They need certain things, just like other nations, they have to import. And that's why it's having a hard time. And if they can't get things brought in because they're being blockaded by the Trump administration, then they are suffering. So, yeah, of course, Dennis, that's why they're suffering, because the Americans are blocking their ships that are coming in with their goods and things they need. So, you are interpreting wrong. Yes, I'm sorry, Wanda. I'm sorry if you feel that way, but I hope that maybe at some point in time we can have a discussion about this. You know what I'm saying? But now's not that time. So, but I'm Catholic, and like I said, we are people who don't hate. You know what I'm saying? We dislike things, but we don't hate. Even we don't hate Muslims. We don't hate people from other countries. And this is something that Donald Trump doesn't have. Donald Trump is somebody who is willing to make people suffer. And Donald Trump is somebody who is not caring about other people. And he is really a small man, a very small man. He needs to have people around him telling him how wonderful he is. So Pierre and Black Onyx and Wanda and everybody else who thinks that Donald Trump is all the shit, then, then maybe you need to send him an email and try to get a job working for him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can come up. That is the first problem. I was a Catholic. Okay, well, Wanda, okay, that's okay. People change religions all the time. So in 2026, if you still support that sick bastard, well, no, I don't. But these people do. And there's so many people that are willing to ignore the Epstein files and everything about it. I mean, how can you guys just sit there and ignore that Donald Trump's best friend was a fucking pedophile? How can you ignore that? That shows who he is, okay? And his actions about trying to block the release of the Epstein files, and his actions in regards to other nations and the way he's using the American military in a wrong way, I don't understand. But I do have one more question before I go. How many of you have people that are serving in the military? Sons, daughters, husbands, wives? How many of you? Anybody? Because I have a real thought in my mind. I talked about this yesterday, about individuals that are in the service that do not want to go along, me and my son. Okay, Pierre and okay, Powers. Okay, so you guys are serving. So how can you accept these orders from your commanders when you think, hey, maybe that's not right? There's a United States military code of justice, and those are illegal orders. Donald Trump will go to jail in the end. They will get him. International Criminal Court will end up dealing with Trump. I know it. And as far as some of the others, Bibi Netanyahu's probably going to be also over there. Maybe there'll be cellies later on. I don't know. But many family here, all of them are ready and willing to go. Willing to go where? To Iran? Do you know what illegal orders? Yes, of course I know what illegal orders are. And the thing is, if you stand up and you say, hey, you know what, I'm not thinking that's a legal order, can't be a part of that, then they're probably locking everybody up. They're probably locking up people in the brig and whatever, wherever they lock them up, or, what is that, fort, where they have all the prisoners, military prisoners. I forgot the name of it. I'm old. But anyway, this is something that really is sitting on my heart right now, because if anybody stands up and says, Leavenworth, you're right. Thank you. Thanks, Pierre. Yeah, I don't want to see people being stuck in Leavenworth just because they don't want to go along with illegal orders. So, and I feel sorry for the people. I know yeah, all right. Yeah, but I feel sorry for the people who have a conscience that have to deal with this situation, because you have to say either yes or no. I mean, and if you say no, could be locked up. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off for today. I enjoyed the conversations and the back and forth, even though you guys maybe we don't agree on everything, but this is something that I want to put out there. Donald Trump before was not a politician, and he jumped into politics because some things that happened and everything, and Obama bothered the hell out of him by making a comment saying that he was president and Donald Trump would never be president. And so we're going to see what happens. But Donald Trump never served in the military. Remember that. 5 times they tried to bring him into the military, and he said he had a doctor write him a note saying he had bone spurs. All right? And no member of Donald Trump's family has served in the military. So let's push that hashtag draft Barron and see what happens. Because if Donald Trump's willing to start a war, then he needs to be willing to put his son out there to fight along with everybody else. And Donald Trump is not a king, and he's acting like it. And Black Onyx and some of you others are willing to seemingly back anything he does or says. So when he does something and it affects your family in a serious way, then I believe you might have a change of heart. I hope that you do. All right? Back in the game, the politics was half-ass a respectful game. There was compromise. Whatever side was in power at that time, they compromised. But Donald Trump is not compromising, and that's why the government is still shut down, and that's why he is not willing to budge, because he's trying to get the Save America Act, the Save America Act, which is Destroy America Act, and he's trying to steal your votes. He's trying to steal the Democrats' votes. He's trying to steal the votes so he and all of his sycophants can stay in power and not get thrown in jail. That's why he wants to steal the vote. So, okay, I'm Matt Fox, coming to you live from Rostock, Germany. I do this for my family and my friends. I'm not trying to sell nothing. There's no ads. It's just me trying to put the truth out there for you guys to consider, all right? I wish you all, wherever you're at, a safe day. Hopefully you got some sun. We got some sun over here today. And just stay safe, stay strong, and hopefully we're going to see some positive changes in the next few days, few weeks. And who stands with Ukraine, and you probably hate Bruce. Right you are, Black Onyx. Right you are. All right. That's why that sign is sitting there, right? Yeah, because I feel, look, my wife, she's a German. My wife says that Ukrainians and the Russians are all the same mix. I don't know. So um, when I talk to somebody that's either Russian or Ukrainian, I mean, I don't know if they're Russian or Ukrainian. I don't know. So how do you tell the difference? Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta make dinner and get some stuff going. I got a guest coming over for dinner tonight. I wish you guys a wonderful day wherever you're at. Hopefully, we're gonna get some peace in the world soon. And I wish you guys all the best. All right. Thanks for watching. And come again. Subscribe, doesn't cost anything. And I'll see you the next time. Take care and have a great day.